Hello and welcome to Pleasant Valley's first introductory video, Airplanes and Airports. Before we start off, I want to let you know that airplanes will not fly in multiplayer mode, but I thought these were such a cool idea that I decided to put it in. If you're using this map in multiplayer, hopefully someday somebody will make planes that fly in multiplayer. But other than that, you will have some nice decorative runways and airports. First thing we're going to do is I'm going to buy a fertilizer tank for the front of the plane. And I'm going to start off with a combo plane, which will not only crop dust, but it will also carry cargo. Planes are tricky to fly to start off with. Takes a little getting used to. They zip back and forth, but we're going to get over into position and pick up this tank. Hopefully it will go pretty easily. There we go. And as you can see right off next to the store, we have a runway for takeoff. Line yourself up on the middle of the runway and let her go. All the plane operations are operated on the keyboard and the number pad. As we fly over, I'm going to go over to first get a load of cargo from one of the new factories that are in Pleasant Valley 4. There are 5 new factories that create bread, whiskey, juice, textiles, gold, and birdseed. 6 factories altogether if you include the gold factory. I'm coming in for a landing. First thing I'm going to pick up is some bread from the local bread factory. Not that great of a landing, but it will do. And the yellow box on the runway up here is for bread. As you can see, the meter off to the right side shows that it is full. Just pull your plane up into the box and we are picking up, oops, sometimes it's hard to get it centered over there. We are picking up bread. The combo plane holds 25,000. There's another plane that will hold 50,000, but it does not do the crop dusting. And there is also just a plane for crop dusting. The combo plane is a little bit more expensive. Taking off. And we're going to fly over to the main airport, which is the sell point, and deliver the bread. Oh yes, some of the other features for Pleasant Valley 4, as I mentioned, we have factories. We have a sand and gravel works coming in this next version. The release date is approximately a week from the time I'm making this video. So if you see this video, it's less than a week. And we have more multi-fruits added. I also included in the multi-fruits alfalfa and clover for those who want to use the green manure mod. And several other crop types, all that can be used. Many of them are used in the factories to make the premium products. In the next video I will go through the factories, how they operate, and the different premium products. Also, there are factories now that are not mandatory as they are in the Pleasant Valley Fences multiplayer map, but you can create your own fuel, fertilizer, and seed. But I left the option to use the paid for versions on this map as well, so it's your choice if you want to make your own or buy. Each of the farms has both tank types available. Line up with this runway number 18 and see if we can get this bread delivered at the main airport. And as long as you hit close to the center line, that was a much better landing, you'll be just fine. Pull over the airport grate. We get a dump trigger and just dump it, instantly sells off and your money goes up. Premium products do sell for quite a bit of money. So, but they also take quite a bit of work to produce them. Next thing I'm going to do is fill up on fertilizer. Go over to the fertilizer tank at the airport. Hopefully we have some here. If not, we will go to the fertilizer factory. One of the things you'll notice is it's hard to stop and go with airplanes. And these triggers are so small that sometimes it's hard to get perfect over the top of them. Each of the planes has a hitch on it, and you can drag the planes around with a vehicle, service vehicle, which makes it much easier to get over those spots. Up here we have a service vehicle. And I just filled up, not my fertilizer tank, but I filled up my carrying bay on this. So let's get back here and fill up the fertilizer tank. As you can see, it's very hard. The cargo bay filled up. It's a little hard to get the trigger over there, so what I will do is I'll show you how to use the service vehicle at this airport. And we'll bring it over and we'll hook on to the plane. A few of the planes, the Pipers, have their hitches on the back, whereas the Cessna has it on the front. If you pull up to the back of the plane, if you're lined up correctly, which I am not, you can hook onto the plane and it'll be much easier to stop that over the top of the fertilizer trigger. And we have a full load of fertilizer. I'm going to turn the plane around and line it up for takeoff. Sometimes it's the easiest way to get your plane lined up because they are a little bit tricky driving on the ground, and sometimes you can hit something while you're driving the truck. Alrighty. And we'll pull it to the end of the runway. Release. Park my truck. And we are ready for takeoff. We will go do a little bit of crop dusting. First I'll show you in front. We have the tank. And we'll switch to the tank. X key will extend the fertilizing rod. And while we're in the air, we will drop it down to fertilize, raise it back up, put it away until we're there. Take off, and let's go find the field I previously bought for fertilizing. Now with fertilizing, crop dusting, there is a skill. The slower and lower you fly, the more accurate it's going to be, but it does take time to get used to the controls. Let's expand the fertilizer tank out. I believe this field is previously bought in the last save game. I hope I saved. We'll find out. Let's lower the fertilizer rod down. And it's a long one coming up over here. And we'll start off by hitting the B key. See the fertilizer is on. And it's a little bit difficult because you can't actually see where you're fertilizing behind you, but that's but the width on this fertilizer seeder is quite large, so it does a pretty good job. Now I might have went a little bit fast. We'll see when I get off the edge of the field. Fly up, turn it off. Let's see what we did with that pass. Yes, you can see I went a little fast. So let's get a little bit slower here and go back over it. Whoa. And that's what happens when your tail hits the ground. I never said I was a pro yet. But we're still flying. Let's go back over and get a little bit more. A little bit off the field there. It's a trick to get this done right and keep the plane slow enough, yet keep it flying. Get one more pass. I think we can get it all here. And let's raise that up. Take a quick look. See what we did, and I think I'll call it for today for that. And maybe hit this little spot over here again. And we're out of fertilizer. The rest of it is in the cargo bay. But we did pretty good. Got that field done. And we can come back in for a fill-up. There we go. That is the planes and airports feature. And we'll see you next time in the factory tour video. Thank you very much and have a good day.